Some episodes may contain graphic content or sensitive topics, while all episodes will consistently feature offensive language and absurd speculations from two opinionated women on a spiritual journey just trying to figure shit out. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, I'm Heather.
And I'm Sharon.
Welcome to Haven.
So, how's your week been, Heather?
Good.
Yeah? What you been up to?
I hate to say it, but work.
Yeah.
But, girl, me and my partner took third place in our cribbage league.
Yay! I forgot about that.
Yeah. It was super
That's
exciting.
awesome.
Yeah. It was really fun.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's my major Midwestern.
Yeah. Man, I haven't done a cribbage
accomplishment.
tournament in so long. The last one I did was with my mom. I want to say it was before I had my last child, so over 6 years ago, probably.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we did sign up when we were just kind of like, we went to that spiritual market.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were just walking like downtown, and we ended up going into this really cool shop where they had like painting projects for kids and stuff.
Okay.
And they have like a laser printer, so you can get like a flask or a dog tag, and then it'll like laser print whatever image on there you want.
Oh, okay.
But they were like asking about if anybody wanted to join a cribbage league. And we put our names and phone numbers down, but we still haven't heard anything.
Oh,
so.
maybe they didn't get enough people. Do you remember, I don't know if you're too young for this, but back when malls, like in my day, you went to the mall, but there was a thing
we
in
went
it.
to the mall too.
Okay, do you remember the place called Things Remembered? Where you
Yes.
could get anything you wanted, like etched?
Mhm.
Okay.
I actually got my mom like a little jewelry holder thing, like etched with something etched on it. That was like one of my favorite places to go.
Right? Yeah, because you could personalize anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, it was cool.
Steins, ornaments, yeah.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, really cool. All right. Well, you got an interesting topic for us today, huh?
Yeah, so I've been kind of playing around a little bit more with astrology since we talked with Shanae. So to our listeners, if you haven't already, go back and listen to our episode. It's our first Coven Conversation episode.
Mm-hmm.
We did it with Shanae Smith, and she's an astrology expert. So since we talked with her, I signed up for her workshop.
Oh, you did?
I did.
You didn't tell me you did.
I still have not completed it. I have only completed day 1. So it's 5 days, like you get 5 emails, and I just saved them all because it's pretty extensive work. So it took me probably like a month to get all the way through the first part.
Oh my gosh.
Because I know nothing about astrology.
Right.
You know? So I had to familiarize myself a lot with the inner workings of things in order to even grasp what she was asking me to, like, look at my birth chart and determine.
Okay.
You know?
So, what? It was a class?
It's a work. She offers a workshop, and it's 5 emails, and each day you get 1 email, and it's a very long, extensive email with like. It's basically like taking a course.
Okay.
Like, it is a lot of work, for sure. And she says all the way through it, like, take your time. You do not have to complete this. Just because it says day 1, day 2.
You don't have 5 days
You don't have 5 days to do it.
Make
Yeah.
me, like, panicked.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
But, so I've only done the first day, and I haven't gone back into, like, the second day, but that's okay. Because I learned a lot about my birth chart.
Okay.
There's a website called astro.com, and this is where it's a free resource that you can go to get, you enter in your date and time and place of birth, and then it spits you out your birth chart along with like a bunch of other information about it.
And it's free.
And it's free.
Wow.
You can get additional information and pay, but I'm not going to be doing stuff like that.
Right.
I will just look myself and see what I can figure out myself for the most part.
Okay.
So I thought I would just kind of go over my chart a little bit. I'm not going to tell you my birth date or anything.
Sure. Yeah.
And then we can kind of go over like the different houses and what the houses mean.
Okay.
And I can kind of tell you, like, what I figured out about my birth chart so far.
Oh, that's exciting. All right. I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, so my sun sign is Aquarius. And then that's my normal zodiac sign.
Okay.
Based off my birthday.
Is that everyone's normal zodiac sign? Is their sun sign? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But then so remember when we talked with Shanae, she said there's 3 big ones that you really like need to look for. So the second one is the rising sign or the ascendant sign, and mine is a Leo. And then your moon sign, which mine is a Sagittarius.
Okay.
So something that I kind of figured out. So this is my birth chart.
Okay.
All of these little markings here are planets, different planets, and where they're at in the solar system at the time of my birth.
So that came from this website?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So most of my planets are clustered in my 4th, 5th, and 6th houses. Do you know anything about, like, the different houses when it comes to astrology?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, so the houses... Go to my little handy-dandy astrology book here.
That book looks beautiful, by the way.
I know.
Like the gold edging on the pages in the blue color. Mm-hmm. Like that is
I'm a
beautiful.
sucker for a pretty book,
Me too. Damn, I have so many pretty books I've never read.
I know. Okay, so your birth chart is divided into 12 sections. And that's the little pieces of the pie that you can see
so
there.
Like, technically maybe 12 months of the year?
No? Well, I mean... Yeah, because it's the solar system.
Right.
You know,
okay.
This is a snapshot of the sky.
Okay.
Each piece of pie is one house.
Okay.
Okay? The first house is associated with your identity. It is how you appear to others and your initial response to challenges. So your first house is also your ascendant. So that's where you will find your rising sign.
Okay.
The second house...
Do they go, like, clockwise?
These go counterclockwise on mine. I don't know if it's the same for everybody's.
Okay.
I don't know enough about how the sky, like viewing the sky works.
I'm just thinking like a clock.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3.
But yeah, I mean it does turn. But it's.
It would be counterclock then.
I don't know which way it's turning.
Yeah.
You know, like my 1 starts here and it goes around to 12 counterclockwise. But that doesn't mean that the sky's not turning the opposite way.
Right, I get what you're saying. Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know, I guess.
Okay.
But, so the second house is how you make and spend your money, your talents, your skills, and how you value yourself. The third has to do with siblings, neighbors, communication, and short distance travel. Which is an interesting thing to add in there.
Yeah. Short distance travel. Yeah.
The fourth house talks about your home, your family, your mother, your roots, and your past. So I assume like your relationship to your mother and all that.
Okay.
Fifth house is associated with love affairs, romance, creativity, gambling, and children. The sixth house is health, routines, organization, and pets, which organization is also like your career.
Okay.
Seventh house is relationships, partnerships, others, and enemies. And then the eighth house, sex, death, transformation, wills, and money that you share with another person. So shared resources.
Okay.
The ninth house, travel, education, religious beliefs, faith, and generosity. 10th house, career, father, ambitions, and worldly success. And then the 11th house is related to friends, groups, ideals, and social or political movements. And then the 12th house is regarding spirituality, the unconscious mind, dreams, and karma.
Okay.
If you look at a birth chart, around the 12 houses, they have the zodiac signs.
Mm-hmm.
So each of your house is assigned a zodiac. And that is how you find your moon sign, your rising sign, and all of that.
Okay.
I printed out my little summary and I'm going to go through it. So most of my planets are all in my 4th house, my 5th house, and my 6th house, which means that a lot of the things that I kind of look towards are like home, family, emotional security, my mother, my roots and past.
Wow.
Love affairs, romance, creativity, children, health, routines, and career and pets.
So do you feel like that's accurate? Because I feel like that's pretty damn accurate.
Oh, it's accurate. It's scary accurate.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like everything you just said is something that I know to be true about you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Like going over the summary is honest to God pretty freaking wild.
And the website gave you that summary as well?
Huh?
The website gave you that summary as well?
Astro.com. TheAstros.com gave me the summary that I'm about to read you. So it's called Your Personal Portrait.
What?
And at the end of it, it's very helpful because it has your planetary positions, your house positions, and like the different major aspects that you need to know from the chart listed.
Wow.
I don't know about this bottom graph yet. I haven't gotten that far as like what all the little symbols mean and stuff.
So did you learn about this website from Shanae?
So Shanae did recommend Astro.com, but then also in this astrology book that I bought, it says to get your own free birth chart, go to this website.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah, but okay, so I just figured I'll kind of go over this personal portrait. But I highly recommend if you're interested in it. There is so many. All you do is enter in your profile. It gives you your birth chart and it gives you your personal portrait. But there's also like so many different things if you want to know more about career, if you want to know more about about trauma, and healing, like all kinds of different things that you can look at.
And that's something I remember Shanae talking about. Like, sure, you can identify each technically pie piece, but each one is even more in depth and has layers and layers and layers, and that's what took her years to understand and learn.
Right, and I get it because it gets really confusing because like each planet is tied to a zodiac sign, and then each of your houses are tied to a zodiac sign, and each of your houses are also tied to a planet. It's just like. So you have to, like, make sure that you're clear on what you're talking about and what piece of information you're trying to get before you can...
So when you found out all this information about yourself, did you feel like, oh, yeah, this is accurate? Or did you feel like it also provided you more insight on yourself as well?
I think it's a good mix of both.
Okay.
So, like, for example, the start of my personal portrait... It says, my sun sign is an Aquarius. This is the sign in which the sun is in my birth chart. Your ascendant is Leo and your moon is Sagittarius. Although you personally may be too quick in expression for your even-paced individuality, this astrological combination is harmonious on the whole. It indicates a person who is outspoken and independent in her views and lifestyle. There is desire for exploration and a marked appetite for inquiry and knowledge. But your impulsiveness never gets too out of hand because at your core, you are able to concentrate and organize experiences in a useful way.
Holy shit.
That's how it opened, and I was like, well, got me all fucking figured out.
No offense, but that is you to a T.
I know.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That is just shockingly accurate.
Yep. You have marked literary ability. You are a lover of the beautiful and the ephemeral. People are drawn to you by the sympathy and the concern that you exude. In love, you are dedicated, your feelings are warm, and you find fulfillment in knowing that you are loved and appreciated, which is very true. Like, I thrive off of knowing that the things that I do for others, like, matter to them, you know? Like, for example, with my family, when I start to feel used is when I start to feel depressed.
Yes,
you know?
I understand that. Have you ever read about your love language? What your love language is? I think that should be an episode because what your love language is says a lot about you.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I would definitely be interested
And I
in
want to
that.
say there's 5 love languages.
Okay.
And,
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. So we're doing it.
Yeah, okay. So then it says, the key to a happy existence lies in utilizing your potential and in gathering and concentrating your strength towards one chosen aim, which is impossible for me. I cycle my energy and my time into one thing and I like hyper focus on it, but then I get bored and I need to switch to something else, and then like it doesn't mean that I won't ever go back to it, but that's just how my brain works.
Right.
Like it's difficult for me to be like, except for being a mother, that's the only thing I've done naturally, like funneled my energy into for my whole life, you know?
Okay, yeah.
But I don't know. So then now it goes into a little part about my rising sign.
Mm-hmm.
My rising sign is in the 6th house, which is health, routines, organization, career, and pets. It says, at the time of your birth, your zodiac sign of Leo was ascending on the horizon. Its ruler, the sun, is located in your 6th house. People with Leo in the ascendant seem to possess a flair for the life of nobility and regality. Your life will be in many ways influenced by decisions you make that have been motivated by your pride, desire for power, for authority, and your need to convince others of your courage, which is an admitted flaw. Like, I can sense myself becoming overly cocky or overly confident in my position on things.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I've always known that I have to, like, watch for.
Yeah,
you
need to dial it back sometimes. Mm-hmm.
In life, you will act with a rather frank, generous, and amiable disposition. True. The course of events in your life will unfold themselves swiftly, and a life full of chance and circumstances will be the outcome of your desire to rule, to organize, to hold the keys of authority. Which I think is true. Like, I think that I spent a lot of my life not holding power. That, like, when I started to realize that I did, that's why I kind of flipped to the ultra-independent side.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Crazy how accurate this is.
I know. You should be aware that as a result of overly strong impulses, there is the danger of failures and upsets in life. You will be generally regarded as an amiable, sincere, and generous person who, however, has much pride and sensitivity. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty spot on.
Yeah. Jeez.
Egocentricity is one of the prices of being born with the ascendant sign of Leo. Another aspect of this zodiac sign is that your personality becomes excessively charged with passion and sexual desire. And that does happen to me on a regular basis. And then it like wanes so far the other way. And then it charges back up. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But it says, on the other hand, these zodiacal signs grant in life a large dose of vitality as well as a fine physical shape and a strong, healthy constitution. I wish that was true. Like, I would love to be in fine physical shape.
Yeah, girl, you're fine to me.
All right. So it goes on to say, willpower is a characteristic of your personality. You seek opportunities, and when you find them, you go to it, using both your mind and your emotions to strive for success with zeal and determination. You are very self-assured as you implement ideas.
Yeah.
Which is all true.
Which is all very true. Being someone that worked with you and someone that is your friend,
Mm-hmm.
like I've seen you professionally and personally.
Yeah.
There's so much truth in this.
Yes, I can admit it.
Yeah. Man, I'm excited to see what mine's going to say.
Yeah. So it says, Leo will grant you very sincere and affectionate relationships in which you desire to bring happiness and an overall feeling of charitable spirit and warmth to your loved ones. In your sexual relationships, you appear as happy, strong, playful, and even a little innocent. You will always act better as a leader than a subordinate with a Leo rising. This was kind of like a little warning, like you should be careful with the utilization of your physical energy, which I agree with. In any case, matters of this house are going to be very important, and they could include some medical work. You will definitely receive promotions while being employed by others. I like how it says that. You will receive promotions while being employed by others. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll work for myself one day.
Right. Yeah.
And your work is to be dignified and very honorable. You are talented and apt in many ways, and your profound and rational mind will be greatly appreciated by your superiors. Then it moves on to talk about my moon.
Wow.
In the 4th house.
Okay.
So the 4th house, again, is home, family, your relationship with your mother, your roots, and your past. It says, the moon was found in the 4th house at the time of your birth. Moon here will definitely influence events concerning your mother, places of residence, and family matters. Both your childhood and even in your older age will be characterized by a love of romance, various journeys, and interesting adventures.
Okay.
Yeah. The liability of this astrological combination is that it gives you an uncertain position in life and a perpetual striving for material security that seems to be hard to come by. This may be relieved temporarily by you receiving a small inheritance and will be almost overcome by the final years of your life, thanks to excellent family care and assistance.
Okay. So wait, you're going to come into some money and then die?
Basically, it's saying that I will lift myself out of poverty and I will have almost overcome it when I'm about to die.
Super. Well, that's a bit of a Debbie Downer right there.
Yeah.
But okay.
Right. Venus is positioned in my 5th house for love, romance, creativity, and children. Venus was found in your 5th house at the time of your birth. At first glance, this denotes rich, intense, and pleasant emotional events that will enhance your psychic nature. You are a person who could be regarded as fortunate in love and very successful, whereas Venus grants the basic capabilities to reach full enjoyment from love and emotional involvements. It also indicates a tendency to be somewhat inconsistent, volatile, and changeable in romance. Although you are capable of loving intensely and with devotion, the tendencies are to lose interest after a certain time. You will be in a better position when you exert some control over your span of interest. Wow. Which I think I have kind of gained a sense of control over my span of interest. Mm-hmm. But this has always been a struggle for me with relationships, is I get bored. I mean, now I've been with my husband for a decade in May. But, and then with Shithead, I was with him for 7 or 8 years. But in between those two relationships, I can tell you that it took me just a snap of the fingers to cut somebody out of my life.
Right.
I did not... if I was no longer interested...
oh my God, you put mustard on your hot dog? We're done.
Yeah, seriously. Just stuff like that.
Zero tolerance for fucking anything. Yes. You ate the green Jell-O instead of the red? We're not compatible.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yep. So then it goes on to Sun in the 6th house. It says, this position indicates that in all your activities... you will be subjected to the impositions of the environment. The overall orientation of your existence is that of accomplishment through fulfillment of professional responsibilities. Which I think is also pretty fucking accurate, because I, love when I do something right, you know? Or, I problem solve something at work. Yeah. That's, my best day to go. Those are the days where I go home and, Jay will be like, how was your day? And I'll be like, it was great. Da-da-da-da-da. And then I'll talk for an hour. Yeah. But usually he's like, how's your day? And I'm like, fine. Yeah. Because I just don't care, you know? Right. But, yeah. In matters of health, this astrological combination may not be ideal, as the vital energies of the sun here has less power, causing you to feel an occasional lack of physical strength. You are, however, inclined to be careful with your health. In your dealings with work associates and subordinates, you will show dignified, strong, but open-handed attitudes. You work with a well-developed sense of pride in everything you do. Saturn is also in my 6th house. And it says it indicates that your destiny will be fulfilled by overcoming obstacles and achieving success in your work.
Okay.
So, I don't know. My destiny has a lot to do with PCB boards, I guess.
Yeah. Me too, man. Me too.
Yeah, so that was my personal portrait from the Astros website.
That is crazy.
Yeah. I wanted to also share some stuff that I came up with from the first day of Shanae's workshop.
Okay.
So in her workshop, she asked me to identify my house rulers. And it took me a long time to figure out how to do that properly.
Okay.
But I got it.
So she didn't give you instructions how to do it?
She did.
Okay.
But it was just like, I couldn't
Is that
grasp
the email right there?
Yes, this is
that's
email. So
really
it's a 7-page email.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, her attention to detail is insane.
Yeah. Well,
Holy shit.
I mean, it's great because she has like points where she's like, okay, now you got this step done. Now stop, take a moment to reflect on what you've already learned, and then like she'll say like, learn more about this part of your chart. And she says like, don't feel like you have to like learn everything overnight. Use AI. Like put your stuff into AI and see what it spits back. Use that as a starting point. So that's pretty much what I did, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out that my 8th house is shared resources, rebirth, and deep connections. So my 8th house is ruled by Pisces. And then I also have Jupiter in my 1st house, and Jupiter is the planet tied to Pisces.
Holy shit, this is complicated.
Yeah, so that indicates that, like, so this is how Shanae frames it as, use those little tidbits of information to figure out how you can best create yourself goals that are attainable. So what I learned from her workshop was that I could use this dynamic in my chart to set goals for transformation, intuition, and personal expansion. For example, deepening my spiritual and intuitive growth. Pisces in the 8th house suggests a natural connection to mysticism, healing, and unseen forces. So setting goals around things like meditating, shadow work, and esoteric studies can help you harness that energy.
Okay. Esoteric. What's that?
Creepy stuff, like just like spiritual stuff.
Okay.
It's just another way to say it.
Okay.
Embrace transformation and let go. The 8th house governs rebirth and endings, and Pisces encourages surrender and trust. Consider goals that focus on releasing old patterns, emotional healing, and embracing change with faith. Align your finances with purpose. The 8th house also rules shared resources and financial flow. With Jupiter in your 1st house, you may attract abundance through personal growth. Setting financial goals that align with your personal values and spiritual path could be beneficial. Expand your personal identity. Jupiter in the 1st house amplifies self-confidence and personal expansion. I could set goals around stepping into leadership, embracing my unique gifts, or sharing wisdom that I already know with others.
Okay.
Or I could also explore healing. With Pisces in the 8th house, it suggests a deep connection to emotional and energetic healing, so I could explore things like Reiki, astrology, and other transformative practices to support my journey, which are things that I'm already doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Then I came up with this one, and this one actually like really kind of blew my mind, and I wrote like a little journal entry afterwards.
So this is still based off of
my
work
house
you
rulers.
were doing,
yeah,
with
Shanae.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So my 12th house which the 12th house is about spirituality, dreams, and your subconscious mind.
Oh, I wonder what's in my 12th house.
My 12th house is pretty wild. I have a comet, the Chiron comet, which I didn't even reread that to see if I wanted to talk about it today, but I did briefly tell you about it, where it's the wounded healer. That's what it's referred to in astrology. And the fact that it's placed in my 12th house, it indicates that I may have spiritual trauma from past lives.
Damn.
Yeah. My 12th house ruler is Cancer, and my moon is Pisces, located in my 4th house. Also, in my 12th house, I have Chiron in Leo. This mix of placements creates a deeply intuitive, emotionally rich, and transformative energy. Here are how these placements influence me and how I can set meaningful goals around them. Cancer ruling my 12th house suggests that my subconscious world is deeply tied to emotional security, ancestral connections, and intuitive wisdom. You may feel drawn to spiritual practices, dream work, and exploring past life themes. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
Do you think maybe that's why that book resonated with you so much?
That's what I think.
Yeah. Now I'm super curious to see what mine's gonna say.
So for goal setting, some recommendations were to develop a self-care ritual that nurtures my emotional well-being, explore ancestral healing or family patterns that influence my subconscious, or strengthen my intuition through meditation, journaling, and energy work. The moon in the 4th house talks to emotional depth and home life, amplifies sensitivity, creativity, and the need for emotional sanctuary. You likely crave a peaceful, spiritually aligned home environment, and you may feel deeply connected to your roots. Very, very true.
Mm-hmm.
For goal setting, create a sacred space in your home to reflect and do your spiritual practices, which I've got my altar. My bedroom is my safe place.
Mm-hmm.
Work on emotional boundaries to protect your energy from external influences. And dive into creative expression. Art, music, storytelling to process emotions. Then the Chiron. So Chiron in the 12th house suggests a wound around self-expression, visibility, or feeling truly seen. I would say a constant struggle my whole life is feeling unseen.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure, I absolutely do.
So you may struggle with self-doubt or fear of shining. But healing comes through embracing your unique gifts and allowing yourself to be recognized.
Okay.
Step into creative leadership. Share your voice through writing, teaching, or podcasting was one of the goals.
Wow.
Work on self-acceptance by affirming your worth and talents, and then engage in shadow work to uncover hidden fears around being seen and celebrated.
You know, since we've been doing this, I have been doing a lot of shadow work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's exhausting.
It is. It is very
so exhausting. And I had to stop for a bit because I just literally felt tired all the time because of the work I was doing.
Yeah.
It was opening up cans of worms that I didn't want opened,
For sure.
So then there tended to be more things on my mind.
Yep, and then that just weighs heavier.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff, I stand by, mental drain being just as exhausting as a physical drain,
And that's how I feel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I kind of cycle in and out of the shadow work. I am going to be completely honest with the fact that I never, ever go as deep as I need to.
Either do I. 100%. And we talked about this because we both have issues with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
After, going through all of this, I just wrote this little journal entry. So I wrote this on May 9th. That's how long ago I did this first day.
A very long time ago.
Yeah. And I haven't gone back to do day 2. I've been very busy and stuff, but
sure.
I probably should have by now.
You have a few things to do, yeah.
Yeah. I do feel like day 1 is probably it took me so long because I know so little, but now that I have the basics, I think day 2 probably won't take as long. I should probably just get back to it.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying not to rush myself, you know?
Right, yeah.
But so I wrote, this is honestly blowing my mind, but it is so spot on for me right now. A thought that strikes something deep inside me about this is that these are goals and steps that I have already actively been taking in order to reclaim myself. That fact really reinforces my confidence in myself and the decisions that I have made for myself. I am on the right path. This radiates with self-trust, and I needed this boost so badly.
Wow.
I said, I feel ready. I know I need to explore shadow work. I have pushed the deepest traumas so far down. I haven't even given another human soul the true gritty details. I have never been able to express them in words. Complete mental block. Another goal I'm currently exploring is ancestral healing and family patterns. There are 2 out of 4 grandparents that I never met and I know little about. They died before I was born, and both of their stories are tragic. I feel 50% of my story is still blank. I need to explore this in order to feel whole. Reaching out to my Grandma Sharon on Samhain is the set goal I just made with my mother last night, and this path feels so right to me. And I just did that on Samhain. Tried to reach out to my grandma.
You're named after her?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I'm named after both of my grandmas.
They're both named Sharon?
No, my first and middle name
Oh,
are both
okay.
of my grandma's names.
Okay, I was like, oh, how
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah, Sharon.
No, she's named after you, I swear.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, reading that now, knowing you wrote it 5 months ago, 6 months ago, do you feel like you're in a different headspace?
I feel good.
Okay.
Like, so I just reread this like 3 days ago, and I was like, oh my God, I just did that. So I felt good about the fact that I set that goal, and without even like actively reminding myself that I had that as a goal, I just did it.
Yeah.
You know? And
that's
so that
awesome.
feels really good. And,
Right.
like, and it reinforces what I was saying about like knowing that I am taking the steps that I need to like grow and find out more about myself, you know?
Right.
So.
Yeah. And I think it's really great that you're doing it now at this age versus me doing it at my age. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I would have took more time to get to know myself better years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I really do.
Yeah.
You know, it's something I missed out on. I think I would probably be at a different point in my life.
Yeah. And
you know?
That is something that I seem to hear a lot. I think that women are finally starting to wake up to the fact that, like, it's okay to, like, know yourself. Figure out who you are. Focus that energy inward. We're taught so much, we've talked about this before, that we have to be there for our kids and our husbands and our families and take care of others, that we get lost in it. And it's a big part of the reason why I have tried to go against, I fought against that ideal so much, you know? It's part of why I fight traditional gender roles. Like, it's all that same tied-in thing.
Right. And for some people that may work. That gender role may be what you want or what
absolutely,
fits for
yeah.
you. You know, but you know that it's not right for you.
Me,
and I know it's not right for me. And it's discovering what is right for me.
Yeah.
You know.
And, like, I feel, like, privileged to be able to have the kind of family and, like, upbringing that I had to where I felt comfortable at my age to be like, this is fucking bullshit. It was right around in my 20s where I started looking around at the world and just generally how people, like, felt like things had to be and just saying, this is fucking bullshit.
You know, I think I was probably in my 20s too, but I wasn't as verbal about it.
Yeah.
Because generationally, you know, you just didn't speak your mind about as many things, you know.
For sure.
But I knew it.
Right.
And I felt it, but I didn't know how to express myself or how to change it. Or
Well, and I think you probably, like, you don't know who is a safe person to discuss those kinds of things with.
I totally agree.
Shit, even when I went and got a tarot reading at that spiritual market, and that was something she said, for me even, is you want to break free, but you just can't quite do it yet. Mm-hmm. Like, you still are holding on to those old inhibitions and those old expectations, and and she was saying, like, it was holding me back from, like, our podcasting work.
Really?
Because while I was shuffling the deck, I had mentioned the podcast, and so she said, like, it was a very much like a career success kind of reading, and so she's like, I think because you were talking about your podcast, that's why you pulled this the way that you did. And so she had mentioned that, like, are you, like, kind of an inhabited person, or, like, an inhibited person? And, like, so I was like, yeah, I guess, like, a little bit. And she's like, that's holding you back from doing your best here.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you have any topic suggestions, please feel free to share them with us at hexhavenpodcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like more Hexhaven content before our next episode releases, please check out our Patreon.
We talk more about sexy Jesus on there.
Thanks for listening. Bye.